Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I'm your host and indie Chupacabra, Larry. And today we're going to be taking a look at some of the winners for Ludum Dare. Number 37, the theme of One Room, was the primary development theme for this game jam. And something that I've always wanted to do but never really had the time, so I made the time this time around, was I wanted to take a look at some of the winners and to see what exactly they did in order to win, like, Best in Show, for example. So today we've got a selection of 3 different games that are either, top of the overall list for winners that got like a gold medal or a silver medal. And also we're going to be taking a look at who won the overall best concept for, like, who handles the theme of One Room the best. And, that's a hard question to answer because there have been a lot of different crazy concepts in this particular jam for how you can express one room, both time travel and extra dimensional adventures, all sorts of stuff. So to start us out today, I decided to go with the overall best entry for the compo, or the single, like the single dev creative part of the jam, which is Walkie Talkie Chat, which is created by Managor. And the best way that I have of describing this game is it's like somebody took a game like Mario Maker, where people can play or create their own levels, play that level, and then submit it if they can defeat their own level to the rest of the internet for everyone else to play and to enjoy. And so they've taken a game like that, where you create your own levels, and mixed it with some of that great, really retro art from, back in the early days of the internet, of ASCII art, where you use all the punctuation and letters on your keyboard in order to make, like, a really elaborate version of the Mona Lisa in, say, like an old FAQ walkthrough for a game. So let's check it out. First, we gotta type in our username. And basically, the idea here is you're wandering around inside of a massive ASCII art DOS terminal. And each one of these lines of text, like from Managor or from Juice, each one of these is a playable level. And each one of these different pieces of punctuation becomes a new and very murdery part of the terrain. And it really just depends. Like, not all the letters are, like, safe terrain, and not all of the punctuation will try to kill you. So let's see if we've got a good one. Here we go. We've got Yazara, who created Really Cool. So here you see that the O's have become like a murder platform that you have to go across. And then we just bounce our way across these arrows, almost like they're sonic jump pads, in order to get to the end to reach the floating green circle, which, if you go through that, it's kind of like the period at the end of a sentence. Then you're safe. You've mastered that sentence, and you can move on to the next one. Oh, and Yazara says, I love user-generated content multiplayer games like this. I do too, Yazara. I do too. And there you go. So this was kind of really simple and really intuitive way of handling how to create a slowly disappearing piece of terrain. Is numbers will exist for, whatever number of seconds they represent, and then they will suddenly start to shimmer and slowly disappear. So that was pretty cool. So the way that this works, if you want to create your own level, is every 2 minutes you get the ability to write a message by hitting tab. And you can say, hello world, and then, hit like a bunch of underscores and some, Z's for the next level of terrain, and then some T's. And then you can put like an exclamation mark, which turns into a bouncing murder pillar. But there's all sorts of fun to be had within there. So let's see here. So, the H, after you hop off of it, disappears. And then we've got, we've got to try to hop all the way over here onto the L before that murders us. Oh no. The Z's, like, fall out from underneath of you. So this is, like, part of the fun of this game, is just discovering, like, what parts of the punctuation and the letters become what type of murderous, villainous, like, hell beast. Because there are quite a few, and they will touch your booty. Like, you gotta be careful. You can't mess around in this. Oh, and you gotta immediately jump off the Z's, and then hop over the murder pillar, and then the X will take us to the... Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's now submitted into the over, like, how many lines are? There's like 9,409 lines of text here, and every last one of them is some type of horrifying murdertron. Oh, and here's Code Lion. Oh no, Russian hackers! I love it. So I guess the theme here for how this works is that the one room is like the one window for the DOS window, or the old command prompt window, and everything else is created by users. And I'm guessing that the 2-minute mark down here is just to keep people from spamming Managor's server that he set up for this and ruining it for everybody. So not a bad idea, actually. And, like, I think the only things I would change in this is, like, maybe clean up some of the controls a little bit. Oh, this is evil. This is just a jumping puzzle. No, I'm not doing that one. But cleaning up some of the controls a little bit, because some of them can be a little bit, floaty, to say the least. And then adding, like, some sound and some music, and this could be, like, an instant classic hit. If you were to just clean this up and add some more variety and maybe some ability to create, like, story levels, then this could become a really compelling, really good game that I could just see becoming an instant classic up on places like Steam. So very nice job, Managor, and this... Alright, the next game that we're going to take a look at is, I believe, second or third in the overall list for Compo, which is Tangent, which was made by RXI, and I want to say that I've seen one of RXI's games before, and I'm certain a couple of these games were actually submitted to my Gigundo list of games, so if they were, thank you for submitting them. Like, that list is the best thing in the universe for not murdering my face trying to dig through games to find some delicious gems. And the idea here is RXI is like... It's kind of like a multi-dimensional digital cyberspace adventure where we hit C in order to run around, and we can also hit X to jump, and we basically just use these different consoles in order to explore this cute little pixelated digital world. Let me turn my volume down just a snicket, because this game is a little on the loud side compared to my other music on my computer. And basically, you have to use the ever-changing terrain, because you'll notice that I stay the same, but the terrain changes every time I hit C. We have to use this as the ability to sort of change things so that we can alter the world in other dimensions in order to progress. So the idea is here is like, now, because we went through that other dimension and got up onto that ledge, we can then pop down here in order to open up this little access way. And it is possible to die in this game. Like, you can get murdered by, like, water, because we're like a pixel cat, and we don't want to get fondled by the water. And here we have a puzzle where you basically just have to open up that switch up there and run through these other, you know, dimensional loops in order to get down here before this gate closes. And I thought this was really cute. Like, this was not especially crazy, but it was a clever way of handling the concept of one room, because basically, you're just a cute little cat person who does exist in one room, but because it's like the infinite probabilities of like cyberspace, where you can basically create infinite dimensions in the same space, like how you used to create like custom Duke Nukem levels, you can then use that concept in order to do all sorts of stuff. What? Oh, there it goes. I was gonna say, for some reason, the cat doesn't like jumping once they're up on top of this. But no matter, we eventually get up there. And this was kind of cute. Like, it's almost kind of like one of those things like a Hello Kitty adventure, where you're just trying to avoid little enemies and just explore and just understand the weird and somewhat whimsical world in which you find yourself. Oh, come on now. This room is just evil. Okay. Don't do it, head. You silly goose. Wish I could murder you, but I don't think that I can. Let's make sure both of these are snapped. Okay, look, can we run past? Oh, almost. Yes! Yeah, no, this was very simple. It's just a nice little adventure game. It's got, like, cute little puzzles. There's cute little pixel butterflies and everything. The graphics are certainly not, like, world-shattering, but they're all just detailed enough to tell you that, like, there's grass, that I'm, like, a cat thing, like, almost like a cat digital ghost. Like a specter of somebody's lost pet that they're trying to remember that got caught in cyberspace and is trying to get back to their master. And this was a really nice, kind of cute package. It's simple, straightforward. I think the only thing that I would have liked is that, like, I want up arrows to be able to be jump as an option for jumping. Because I don't play a super load of platformers, so my brain is like, okay, E or, like, one other button is, like, the action button, and then arrow buttons are, like, the everything button. So this was kind of cool. I like this. I can definitely see why this did really well with people. And I can definitely see how this relates to the one room question. Because technically, all of this is happening in one single room where you just go through like an infinite loop of digital challenge in order to somehow escape. I think if I were to recommend turning this into a full game, you'd probably want to put in some type of really subtle story as to explain what exactly is happening here with our cute little cat friend. Like, why are they in this infinite loop of weird feline murder? What is their goal? Who are they? Is this kind of like that Phil Fish game where you're trying to fix like a pixelated, multi-dimensioned, multi-angled mystery? I don't know. But that's certainly up to you to decide. But overall, I really liked this game. I thought it was really good. Good sounds, maybe just a more variety in the sounds and the music, which I'm obviously understand that you don't have a bunch of, because, you know, this is a 48-hour jam for one person. But very nice job either way. Like, I can definitely see why this got its ranking. Alright, so last but certainly not least, we have the overall winner for the theme for One Room, which is Jim is Moving, which is made by Stadoblock, or Stadoblock? Stadoblock? And Jim is Moving is basically, we're Jim, the square pixel, and we're trying to find a new place to live. We are basically just physically moving our house from the inside, so one room here, which is in one big room, and where our goal is to move this room without destroying everything inside of it by janking it around to this green zone because, well, we're a very refined pixel, and we're always on the quest for newer, more lavish digs. And that's our goal. So each level is especially challenging because you have to somehow get through, like, an ever-different, like, physical ingenuity challenges of, like, just trying not to wreck all your furniture, and get it up, like, different things like stairs here, or down a giant, you know, drop, which is going to be a challenge, without, you know, fucking up all of your furniture. So you gotta have a tender touch. You gotta just tap it in. Because if you get above or below the required furniture integrity, before you reach your destination, your house just kind of explodes, and Jim goes off into, like, little adventures, which is interesting. And this is a game that I think my only qualm with it was that, you know, it really ramps up very, very quickly. And I feel like, as somebody who, oh shit, like, I feel like as somebody, as, like, a guy that doesn't do a lot of games, especially like this, that, you know, this could maybe gingerly ease me into the puzzle concepts, because this level kind of threw me for a loop. I don't think I've actually gotten... This is basically the extent that I've adventured in this game so far. But I can certainly understand, like, how this would be appealing to a lot of people, because it's funny. Like, you're just a little pixel, and you're, like, moving your house around, janking it around, and trying to move without fucking up all of your stuff. And there's an inherent humor to that. Like, I think this probably did really well on the humor rating as well. Unfortunately, I just can't seem to get especially far with it. I guess the idea here is to just swat your house in some direction or other in order to get it where it needs to go. How do I... Oh, maybe I need to get, like, all my furniture to the other side of the house. Nope, that's not it. But yeah, like, I feel like this could ramp up a little slower. It could introduce you through maybe some, like, maybe not tutorial levels per se, but some levels that spell it out for you. And you could then slowly work your way towards the idea of moving your house up to, like, the top of Kilimanjaro, which kind of seems like what we're trying to go for here. Can I? Come on. You can do it, Jim. I believe in you. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna go off to Mars now. So this is kind of cute. Like, I understand the appeal, but, you know, it's just tough. I can't quite figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to, like, use counterweights? Am I supposed to fling it? Am I supposed to just try to fly? Because I'm not strong enough, it would seem, to lift the whole house. Only one of the corners can I lift. So I gotta try and, like, get it up here, and then reach over here, and then slowly, like, get all my furniture back in a back corner? I'm just not sure. So if you were gonna try to refine this, I'd maybe, like, ramp it up a little slower, maybe add some simpler physics. Whoa, what the heck just happened there? And then maybe you could add, like, maybe, like, a subtle story. Like one of those indie games like Stanley Parable. But you don't need to go super crazy with it, by any means. Okay, so can I... Up, yes! Larry got it, yes! Perfect. It took me a little bit, but I got you. Okay. So, besides, like, updating the controls, maybe add some different sounds, because there's, like, a really loud Nutcracker music playing, or at least music that I normally only hear on one of the Christmas songs. Like, I feel like you could definitely do some different music. And if you just kind of built out the different stuff that you have to worry about in this game, on top of having to worry about your house, like maybe there's enemies that you have to worry about trying to, like, touch your shit. Like, that would be pretty cool. And I think this could make a very robust game. Almost like a different take on, like, a horrifying Portal game. Oh, do I have to go down? Oh, don't make me go down. Come on, Statablock. Statablick. Like, why you gotta do me like this? This is... Okay, so that other level was, like, super simple. But now, all of a sudden, like, it's like, you gotta go for a marathon. So yeah, maybe a more gradual leveling up and adding concepts to every level would be a good idea. But I like it. Like, I can understand how this won Best Theme. Don't worry, Fridge. I'll eat your contents in a sec. But yeah, very nice job. Like, this was funny. Like, this is something that I was actually kind of expecting more from the jam. Because a lot of people, you know, had different crazy ideas. But this is literally, you're moving a whole room from place to place. So very nice job. Just maybe clean up the controls, add some more, like, slowly ramping up levels, and you'd be good to go to release this onto Steam. Like, this could definitely be kooky and funny. Like, and you could even add things like bounce pads, because just think about, like, a room with low gravity area with a bounce pad, and then you could just go nutso with this, and, like, go to the moon. It's hard to say. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you could do with this, so nice job. And that's gonna wrap this one up for this showcase of Ludum Dare number 37. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Larry Does Ludum. I'm gonna do probably at least one more episode where I take a look at other winners of the jam, or at least people that got a medal in either, like, the overall or one of the different categories for the jam that people could vote on. And then I'll come back for 3 or 4 more randomly selected episodes of just different games and see where we go from there. So, thanks for watching and joining me for some more Ludum Dare 37 Showcase. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Toodles, everybody, and have a good one.